In the ancient land of Nubia, where the Nile River flowed like a lifeline through the desert, there lived a mysterious pigeon unlike any other. This pigeon had feathers as white as the moonlight, eyes that gleamed like stars, and a voice that echoed like the wind across the sand dune. The people of Nubia revered birds as messengers of the gods, but this pigeon was special. It was believed to carry the power of both blessing and curse. One scorching summer, when the Nile's waters receded, leaving the land parched and dry, the pigeon appeared in the village of Kerma. The villagers, desperate for rain, gathered in the square, praying to their gods. As their voices rose in unison, the pigeon swooped down from the sky, landing gracefully in the center of the square. The people gasped, recognizing the bird as a divine omen. The village elder, an old woman named Abina, approached the pigeon with reverence. "O sacred bird, have you come to answer our prayers?" she asked, her voice trembling with hope. The pigeon tilted its head and cooed softly, a sound that filled the air with a strange energy. It then spread its wings wide, and as it did, a cool breeze began to blow. The villagers felt a sense of peace wash over them, and soon dark clouds gathered overhead. Within moments, rain began to fall, drenching the land and reviving the crops. The villagers rejoiced, praising the pigeon for its miraculous intervention. Day. Among the villagers were three wealthy merchants who were known for their greed. They saw the pigeon's power and hatched a plan to capture it, hoping to use its abilities for their own gain. That night, as the village slept, the merchants crept into the square with a golden cage. They lured the pigeon with grains of millet and trapped it inside the cage, thinking they had secured their fortune. But as soon as the cage door clicked shut, the pigeon let out a sharp cry that pierced the night. The merchants were thrown back by an unseen force, and a curse was placed upon them. The next morning, when the villagers awoke, they found the merchants' homes in ruins. The men themselves had been transformed into statues of stone, their faces frozen in expressions of greed and despair. The villagers, realizing what had happened, knew that the pigeon had punished the merchants for their avarice. And so the pigeon flew away, leaving behind a lesson on the perils of greed. As word of the pigeon's power spread, people from distant lands traveled to Nubia seeking its blessings. Among them was a young girl named Nia, who was gravely ill. Her mother carried her to the village, hoping that the pigeon could heal her daughter. When they arrived, the pigeon was no longer in the cage, for the villagers had set it free after witnessing its wrath. But the bird had not left. It perched on the roof of the temple, watching over the village. Nia's mother brought her to the temple and pleaded with the pigeon for help. The pigeon flew down and landed beside Nia. It cooed gently, and as it did, a warm light enveloped the girl. The villagers watched in awe as Nia's pale cheeks regained color and her eyes fluttered open. She was healed. Her mother wept with joy, thanking the pigeon for its mercy. The pigeon remained in the village for many years, healing the sick and guiding the people of Nubia with its wisdom. But as time passed, the bird grew old and weary. One day, it flew to the top of the highest pyramid and spread its wings for the last time. With a final coo, it ascended into the heavens, disappearing into the sky. The people of Nubia built a shrine in honor of the pigeon, where they would go to offer prayers and seek guidance. The legend of the pigeon was passed down through generations, a reminder of the balance between blessings and curses and the importance of living a life of virtue. The story of the Pigeon of Nubia teaches valuable lessons about the consequences of greed and the importance of kindness and humility. It shows that those who seek to exploit others for their own gain will ultimately face dire consequences, while those who act with compassion and seek to help others will be rewarded. The pigeon symbolizes the idea that true power lies not in wealth or control, but in the ability to heal, nurture, and guide others toward the greater good. This folklore also highlights the interconnectedness of all living beings as the pigeon, a simple bird, becomes a powerful force for both justice and mercy. It encourages respect for nature and the belief that the natural world holds mysteries and powers beyond human understanding. In a broader sense, the story can inspire reflection on the importance of living in harmony with the world around us, treating others with respect, and recognizing the value of wisdom and humility in our lives.